Welcome to Watching with Styles preview of Mississippi State game. So now, what I did this time, usually I do the game before, but Vandy is not worth watching. So what I did was I did the first quarter of the A&M game and the first quarter of the Bama game, and that's how we're gonna get into this thing. This game is really dependent on our defense and our level of focus. I'm very interested to see what Coach White comes up with game plan wise. But regardless of what he comes up and how creative and how innovative he is and all that good stuff, it comes down to those 11 guys on the field. And do they have the eye discipline and the focus and the uh, level of execution that's needed to perform the game plan? My sole problem, my sole issue, concern with this game is our tackling in the open field. It really boils down to that. Because Mississippi State is going to get yards. They have gotten yards on everybody. And the way they play, they're going to get yards. So I'm not concerned about the yards. I'm concerned about the execution, definitely in the red zone. Because Mississippi State does not do well in the red zone. Their percentage of scoring touchdowns is not what it should be for a good team. So let's get into this. This is A&M's first drive. I really think that you can run on these guys. A&M had, they had a freshman. You look at this first play. They had a freshman outside, not outside, offensive tackle who gets mauled on this play. See him right here? He actually gets mauled. And that guy makes the tackle. So, but they got some going early in the game. Later on in the game. Look at the movement of Mississippi State. They are going to move a lot. They're going to run a lot of. Go back. They're going to run a lot of slants, a lot of stunts to confuse you. We have to do a good job. See how they shifted that way, but then slanted to the boundary? We're going to do a good job of identifying that stand shoulder to shoulder and not committing to something that's not there. We cannot do this, though. We cannot give them extra possessions because they take, the way they run their offense is almost 4-minute offense every time. You can't give them a steady dose of this. You can't give them a steady dose of this man-to-man because then they're just going to run mesh routes and pick routes on you. This is the advantage of running some type of man. I know Adam Luckett sent out an image of a defense we ran against Florida. I sent out what Anthony White we talked about on Wednesday on the locker, about how we can run dime. We got to make this tackle consistently to win this game because they're just going to nickel and dime you the whole time. That's my concern with this game on Saturday is our ability to make open field tackles. That's my only concern, making open field tackles. Because you cannot stop them from completing passes. It's just inevitable. This Polk kid runs really good routes. I really like his route running, but you can frustrate him. He gets frustrated easily. That's a nice dig route. He gave you a post look right here. Like gonna run the post. Now you're going to open your hips, but then he flattens it out. That's a good route. This is when Mississippi State has problems. Inside the 15, definitely inside the 10. even more inside the 5. This is the concern. Outflanking the outside defender. Now, the difference is we probably going to run a lot more zone, and we should have a corner coming up. As I've said all this week, I'm concerned about those corners coming up to make